Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again, back in the man cave. Still doing some work to it, trying to get it together. But hey, it's Victory Monday, you guys, and we have that 24-hour rule where we basically talk about the game a little bit, and then once Tuesday comes, we're on to the next week. Now, our next week is the Dolphins, and I hate to say it, but I think they've already given up their season, so that's probably going to be one of those gimme games, freebie games. As far as Dak Prescott goes, you guys do realize, well, as a team as a whole, we have scored 66 points so far this season. It's only been 2 games, and even with that, it's like you look at that, and he scored 9 touchdowns. He's thrown 9 touchdowns in week 2 alone. I mean, between week 1 and week 2, he didn't have 9 touchdowns until after week 6 last year. You remember week 6 last year is when we played the Redskins right before we got Amari Cooper in that trade. Now, speaking of trades, there has been a lot of guys in the league that are not happy with their teams, including one on our team right now. So I'm gonna talk about the other ones, but right now I'm gonna talk about our specifically for the Cowboys. Taco Charlton. Taco Charlton is not happy right now. He wants to play, obviously, and I don't blame him. And what I don't understand is why they made him inactive for 2 games of the first 2 games of the season. And he had basically said on Twitter, "Free me, y'all, free me." What's crazy is, after seeing him playing preseason, and he started to come to form and get his confidence back, and he started playing good in those latter preseason games. But you look at that whole situation, you're like, what's the reason why they're not playing him now? They started Joe Jackson. They played Joe Jackson over him because of what they say position flex is the reason why they said that he was inactive. But I still don't understand that because that is your former first round pick from 2017. Now everybody kept speculating he was going to get traded. Now we'll see what happens this week, but it's a lot of guys, like I said, outside of Taco that don't want to be on their team. Now outside of Taco, we don't really have any problems with players. But you look at around the league, you look at Jalen Ramsey now trying to get out of Jacksonville, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are trying to get their money for him. Mika Fitzpatrick, that was one that was tied to the Cowboys first before any other team, but now it's like the Raiders, the Seahawks, and the Packers. They're all teams that are looking to try to trade for Mika Fitzpatrick. But I don't think that he's coming to Dallas because Cowboys, I really don't think that they're trying to give up another first round pick. Now, granted, the way this team is playing, our first round pick might as well be a second pick anyway, because let's just say it, if we go to the Super Bowl, that's the 32nd pick, and that is technically a second round pick. So I don't think our first round pick will probably have any value this year anyway. And I know teams know that because the way that we're trending right now, we're looking really good. Now, Josh Norman talked all that stuff during the game or before the game, and he had to eat his words because he got burnt by both Gallup and Devin Smith. Now, interesting thing. Now, speaking of Devin Smith, now he's going to play a bigger role now in this offense for at least the next couple of weeks because unfortunately, Michael Gallup got an injury in the game at the end for his knee. So basically, he's going to get surgery tomorrow. Orthoscopic surgery. He's basically getting a scope on his knee to clean up some things, and because he had some damage to his meniscus, so they're gonna go in there and do a scope, and I think he's gonna be out. They say 2 to 4, but I'm looking. You might as well just say he's gonna be out a month. Now, does that hurt the Cowboys? Yeah, it does, and I will say because he is our second wide receiver, but he plays like a number one, and when you have weapons on your team like this, we are so dynamic. And I'm going to get into the wide receivers as well in a second. But I will say that it's a loss, but it's not because we have options and Dak has people to throw the ball to. Great. I mean, he leads the team. I think he already has like 226 yards passing, 13 receptions in 2 games. Crazy. And he even got more yardage than Amari Cooper. But it doesn't matter because all these guys are eating right now. Everybody's eating. It ain't just Zeke no more. Everybody is getting a piece of what Jerry Jones says, the pie. They are getting a piece of this pie, and y'all got to be excited about that. And like I told y'all before, this year feels totally different than years in the past. And I will say that uh, it's a wonderful feeling. It really is. Now, another thing I will say is we also had another injury too with Antwaun Woods. Antwaun Woods had a knee injury in the game. Now, they're not talking about time missed for him yet. They keep saying day to day, but we know that Michael Gallup is going to be gone for at least a month. But Antwaun Woods, we don't know what his status is. Now he may miss a game, but that is also going to change the dynamic of the offensive line too. Because the defensive line, because people are going to shift. All right, so we know that Robert Quinn is coming back. Robert Quinn is coming back, guys. Just in enough time to play against his old team. Wow, you can't make this stuff up. Now we already know the Dolphins are they're done. They pretty much given up, like I said in the beginning of the video. But to his credit, though, Robert Quinn's out there, and basically D-Law said that, hey, he better come out here and play strong against his old team because your old team basically said they didn't want you by letting you go like that. So it is what it is. Let's go ahead and fry up these dolphin patties and see what that be like. Now, those are two losses that we have right now. Like I said, we don't know the timetable for Antwaun Woods. We don't know if he's going to miss time or not. But are they going to trade Taco? What's going to happen? Are we going to get another player? Are we going to trade him for extra picks? What's the deal? A third and a fifth? What do you think he's worth? Now, I like Taco. I think that he was starting to come along. I don't know why this team giving up on him. I don't know what the situation is with that, but again, I don't make the rules. It is what it is. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. But we'll see what happens this week. What they ultimately do with him. Now, like I said before, with this wide receiver core, you got Amari Cooper. I know the Gallup's going to be out for a little while. Randall Cobb, Tavon Austin, Devin Smith, and then now they brought up Cedric Wilson. So Cedric Wilson and both Cedric Wilson and Devin Smith are going to have bigger roles in this wide receiver core while Michael Gallup is gone. Now, we saw the touchdown that Smith had. He's a fast guy. And now defenses are going to have to worry about this young guy too. Now, granted, he's not too young. People don't realize that Devin Smith, just so you guys, if you guys don't know, and I know I'm talking to the choir, you guys know that Devin Smith is not a rookie, right? Like he's been in the league since 2015. He's just been so injury prone that it's almost like he never really played. Like, because he never really played technically because he got injured every year he was in the league. He was a first-round draft pick, a high first-round pick for the New York Jets back in 15. But it's crazy because it's like he's been in the league that long, but nobody really knows about it because he doesn't have any stats. Now, I think the Cowboys is the first team because he's flopped around a bunch of different teams, practice squads, and he just kept getting injured. This was like his last hurrah, and I did a video about it in the offseason. I guess you can go back and find that video, but when I did my series on taking a look at. Now, I think that with his speed and the fact that his confidence getting built and his rapport with Dak Prescott is getting up there, I think that the Cowboys will be fine. And you shouldn't be too sad about Michael Gallup not being. Now, granted, we know that Michael Gallup is dynamic. He's one of the best receivers we have on his team. But what I'm saying is, it lessens the blow when you have depth, and this is what we've been harping about for years: is depth on this team. Now you got Devin Smith there to help out. You got Cedric Wilson. Cedric Wilson did a pretty good job in preseason. So both of these guys are going to get some time with the wily vets. Now, I think it's going to be a good test for them because they're getting game experience. You can't get better at something if you don't play it, if you don't do it. It's just like with anything, you can't have confidence or gain confidence if you're not out there working hard and doing it and making it happen. So, shout out to those young guys trying to, all off season trying to make the roster and finally making it and being called up from the practice squad like that with Cedric Wilson, that was huge. So it definitely softens the blow. So I think we'll be good with that. Now, I hope this. What the Dak haters got to say now, y'all? Because you look at Dak Prescott right now, and the talent was always there. And I told you guys before that you can't tell me that a coach and a coordinator don't make sense. And it definitely makes sense for Dak Prescott because again, he had the training wheels on him when Linehan was here. Now you got Kellen Moore out here, opening things up and allowing Dak to be a quarterback. Because if you don't allow a quarterback to throw the ball to be a quarterback, they're never going to have the confidence to do anything. You see with Dak Prescott, you see that his throwing motion is better. John Kitna helping him out. You see that he's not like jumping in the air and his legs flailing around like he was before, or throwing the ball off balance and this and that. And he's getting the ball off faster too. He's getting better with his timing and things of that nature. You can't do nothing but just love that. And again, they got to pay him because Dak's got all the leverage right now. He's got all the leverage. So because of that reason, you got to pay him. Because if you wait too long, Pat Mahomes is going to get his money, and then the market's going to go up even higher. So you got to figure that out. You really got to figure that out. So that's where we're at with that. Now, I'm excited about what we have right now, 2-0, and I know everybody is not giving the Dolphins any chance with us. Pretty much might be a blowout. The Patriots just beat them 43-0. And I feel sorry for the Dolphins. I really do. It's like the whole organization is just like, you know what? We're going to just get rid of everybody and we're just going to start over. But what I don't understand is Mika Fitzpatrick is only a second-year player. For whatever the reason is, they're allowing him to leave. And I'm like, well, the whole purpose of getting rid of players is like veteran guys, so you're young guys, so you can start over with your team. Sometimes you got to go through those years of not even mediocrity, go through those years of just sucking to get better. But thank God Dallas Cowboys don't have to do that right now because we got depth and we already had a base. We just needed to build upon what we already had. And with Cowboys Nation, it's an exciting time of year because we're 2-0. You look at the division, you got two teams that are 0-2, and the Redskins, like, they just, I mean, they went and hid in a corner somewhere because you're not only 0-2 in the standings, but you're 0-2 in the division, and that sucks. That sucks. But we'll see what happens. Now we already know about this whole Antonio Brown stuff. I ain't got to get into that, but just to see what's going on around the league, Aaron Rodgers. He's still a good quarterback, but it's like, their offense is not the same. You know what I mean? Their defense is getting there, but their offense is just, he's all they got pretty much. And teams know how to easily diffuse that because they don't have a lot of weapons over there really for Aaron Rodgers to be to the greatest to his potential. You look at the Patriots, they always find a way to win. They went and got Antonio Brown, and he already scored a touchdown with them. And, of course, they were playing against the Dolphins. And like I said, they beat them 43-0. But, I mean, this should have been a mercy rule in that game because that was just sad. That was just really sad. Ben Roethlisberger, is he going to retire? Well, he's not going to play for the rest of the season because now he's got to get the elbow surgery with the Tommy John or whatever. He got to get elbow surgery now. He may not. He may not play no more. He might retire after this year. Who knows? And I think the Steelers are like 0-2 as well. So I mean, there's a lot of teams out here that, and I didn't see it coming, but it's a lot of teams out here that this year is kind of weird though. When you think about it, when you sit back and think about it, you look at the teams that are 0-2, and you're like, dang. And I know that it's still early. Teams could come back, but it's like you got people already giving up on their teams. These people are like requesting to be released, and it's wow. Don't nobody want to play for their teams no more. Now, you look at Jalen Ramsey. He's a good corner, but I'm still glad that we got Ezekiel Elliott over him in that draft. That's all I'm saying. But that's neither here nor there. As far as our team goes, Tuesday, tomorrow, Cowboys go and they do their film study on Tuesday and they start their run-throughs on Wednesday, getting ready for the next week. and it's going to be a home game. Miami's coming to Dallas or Arlington, Texas, for the game, and I wish I could go back to Texas because it's going to be a slaughter. Now I wonder how many fans are actually going to show up because of the type of game it's going to be with the Dolphins. But I'm still going to do my video with the matchups, even though it's probably going to be an easy video to make or put together because of the simple fact that Dolphins don't have nobody. And I made a joke about this in my live stream after the game on Sunday when I said that you guys do realize that Alan Hearns is with the Dolphins, right? So I made a joke. I was like, Alan Hearns gonna come back to the stadium. He was like, hey, you guys remember me? He's gonna be on the sidelines like, hey, Michael Gallup's injured. Can I come back? Like he's gonna release it to you. He gonna try to come back to the Cowboys. It's funny, but it's crazy. But you just feel sorry for him. Um, but again, they got to get their organization together. That's the whole situation is wild to me. But when I just look at the scores so far, with the Ravens out here being dynamic now, it's it's uncanny. Those of you that are in fantasy drafts, I know your fantasies are up and down because it's like, and then people getting injured all over the place. I think James Conner just got injured. Um, it's a lot of guys around the league that are getting injured. A big one that affects us. You look at the Eagles right now. I think Deshaun Jackson had a little bit of a injury, but his is minor though. He'll be back. But Alshon Jeffrey, he's going to miss the next two games for a quad strain. So a calf strain. He's going to miss two games for that. So I wonder what Philly 500 has to feel about that. But they lost a narrow game, a very close game to the Atlanta Falcons. So they're 1-1 right now. So count your blessings, Cowboy fans. 2-0, and looks like we'll probably be 3 after this game because nobody's giving the Dolphins a chance for that one. And how could you? They're not going to be able to stop anybody that we have with this team. Not a one. Even without Michael Gallup, we're still going to be dynamic. So you get through this stretch of the year. I'm telling you, you start off winning these games like this, especially when you get these division games like that. It helps in the long run because by the time you get to the end of the season, you can afford to maybe drop a game or two. You know what I mean? But even though you don't want to do that, but things happen. Now you look at our schedule like this. Every game is winnable, and I think we play Chicago this year too. And everybody was talking about how Chicago was going to be so great, but Mr. Trubisky didn't come out looking too hot. Um, Now you look at the Patriots game coming up. Um, it's going to be cold by the time we play up there with the Patriots. That's going to be a tough game, especially if Antonio Brown's playing with them because they're going to have so much chemistry by the time that week comes. But I'm already pinning Thanksgiving because I'm looking for that Bills game when they come and Cole Beasley comes back. I just want to see how he responds when he comes back to the stadium. But that's going to be interesting. But that's all I have for right now, guys. I just wanted to give you guys some updates about what was going on, the injuries and things of that nature, which is, what I'm saying, it's not like a big blow, but you definitely don't want to see your star players out. But with Antwaun Woods out, that gives Christian Covington a chance to get in that defensive tackle spot and come in there and wreak havoc as well. I'm not worried about it because I think that he fits the bill, and I think that Covington's going to do a really good job in Antwaun Woods' spot. And they're still going to rotate guys in, and Tristan Hill might actually get a chance to rotate and come in there. The only reason why they don't play him like that is because they said he's not good at run coverage. So we'll see what that's like. But again, those of you that came to the tailgate yesterday, it was lit. Um, I appreciate you guys that said that you liked the music that I played when I DJ'd. That was really cool. I'm really humbled by that. Those guys asked for my autograph. That was humbling as well. I really appreciate you guys. Again, it's all about you fans. And I tell you all the time that, I am very grateful to be in a position like this to be able to just talk to you guys and just converse about the Dallas Cowboys. And this is what we all here for, y'all. So we are family. So always remember that. Family up. How about them Cowboys, y'all? This is your boy E2 Blue, always keeping it real. Like, share, comment. I'm out.